Hey guys, this is Ginger Fusion, your Origins three-time champion, coming to you with my deck profile. Big shout out, first of all, to everybody who used my affiliate code on TCG Player. Without you guys, I couldn't do this. I had to change my ratios so many times, and I was able to do that with the store credit you guys provide for me for free. So if you guys haven't already done it, just go to my Instagram or use the link below, and you'll find a TCG Player affiliate code. All that means is that if you bookmark that code, and every time you shop a TCG Player, they'll put a little bit of store credit in my account just for you using it. So thank you so much, because I do like to change up my ratios a lot, and it helps me a lot. So thank you again. All right, without further ado, let's get into the good stuff. As I said before, I won regionals day one, I won regionals day two, and I won with my team. Eden being the MVP of the team, with winning all of his matches. I won Team Wars, so the deck's pretty good. It does great in best of one, but in best of three, it still can snuff out enough of a victory, even though it does have a little bit more of an issue. I would say it's a best of one deck in its primarity, and my ratios are because of it. So it's a fun deck. I like it. Just keep in mind, best of one is not always what we call a skill format. It's an aggro format. So Ginger Fusion is what I would like to say one of the better players at aggro, because you just go for it. A lot of times you have to feel that thread, as they say in Demon Slayer, and just go for the throat. So we're going to talk about some of these ratios. You're not going to see me talk too much about some of the cards we've already done. You guys should know what U7 is, and if you don't, you can watch one of my other videos about what U7 does. The leader's, of course, the part that makes the deck so broken. He's effectively a draw 2, discard 1 leader, which is very, very good in this game. That's way too good. And his awaken ability is pretty messed up because you can awaken at all 8 life, which I did versus the amazing Michael Legends to take first place. So we're going to talk about some of those new cards and why my deck was unique and what made it win. So first things first, you'll notice only one Ultra Mastery and only one Vegeta SCR as our big drops. One of the biggest misconceptions that people have with this deck is that you win because of your 8 drops. That's not true. You win because of value plays and hand control plays, and outvaluing your opponent at very, very quick speed. Everything costs 1 in your deck. It has way too much utility. It's very hard to beat because of that. So these 2 cards I very rarely casted to win the game. But on occasion I did. So some of the big cards that we always talk about are what makes my deck unique. So these are kind of the standard right here, so we're not going to talk about them. These are all kind of the staples that you have to play in red, from Divine Presence to Gohan, or Android 18, depending on your version. We have Android 17's a 4 of, this card's a 4 of, Super Combo's of course a 4 of, the Call's a 4 of, Frieza's a 4 of, and of course Testing the Opposition is at the minimum a 2 of. I could see running more. It's just a solid card. It makes it very hard for your opponent to kill you since you do tap out a lot. When we get into the, excuse me, the unique parts about this deck, it comes down to here. Koitsukai is also kind of a staple, so that doesn't count. This is where the format is right now, and these are the cards you should consider. One of the biggest things about this deck is although you abuse energy for 1, you're never abusing energy for free. So to get around that, we have 4 free casts. Piccolo New Ruler, which everybody runs, so that's not as exciting, right? But we also have Surprise Attack Frieza. Surprise Attack Frieza is really, really good. He can make your deck just be insane. It's very, very powerful. I like it a lot, to say the least. But I think he makes your deck go from 0 to hero. So Michael Legends doesn't like it, but in my case, I really do, because I think he updates the deck for being, a little bit different, because UI Goku, when it goes God form, requires a little bit of extra effects. So that being said, I really like it. Now, the champion of the entire week is a little bit different of a card. This card is called Bodyguard Legic. He is the champion. He is the champion, the world champion for the deck. I'm going to upgrade his ratios to 2 or 3. The reason why this card is so good is for 0 energy, you can play it and attack with it. This card is so amazing. It's ironic because it says it's low playability for the DBS deck planet, which is awesome. The stamps are cheap. You can max rarity it. It's so good. If you guys saw the finals, I was able to play this card for free while under Vegito's effect because it makes the card cost 0. It's a permanent, not an effect. So it got around Vegito's effect based off of our level 2 judge, and I was able to use it to kill my opponent. So it's very strong, very good. It's awesome. Other free cast that we have is SS3 Son Goku. This is another just really powerful card. One of the many ways to make your deck go from 0 to hero. I love it. It's just so aggressive because on turn 2, you can drop a Frieza and this card for 1 energy. So you're going to get 3 attacks on turn 2. I could see upping this card and maybe dropping Surprise Attack Frieza. I have a lot of close affiliation with Frieza. I've been running him for years, always as like a 2 of or a 1 of, so I just hate to cut the card. But a 1k is a little bit harder in this deck. A free 5k that's red, you can always charge, not as bad. But one game I almost lost because of having Surprise Attack Frieza. But then against Jordan Markle, who got second place for the first regional, shout out to him, congratulations. I beat him because of it. So, but SS3 would have done the same thing. So it didn't matter really which free cast I had, but it's just a solid card. Another really good card here is Brawly Astonishing. If you're going to run red right now, I feel like this is a 3 of. I always sided in this third copy, and I pretty much always took out Vegeta Resolved. So maybe we just swap this right here for Brawly, sorry, and we take Vegeta to the sideboard. I don't know when I'm supposed to play Vegeta. Someone told me to put it in. I don't like it. I had it in versus like Piccolo and some other stuff. It's cute versus the Videl counter. That's basically all you need it for. On your turn 5, you can purposely keep up an energy for Vegeta, and then if your opponent tries to Videl and Goku you, and like with a Sin or something else where there's just enough amount to neg your Vegeta, you can counterplay one of the Videl, and then you can still use the Vegeta's ult and not die, which is kind of the goal. The other big card that you're going to notice is I switched out After Image for Kai. The reason why is that Kai is a negate. It just doesn't look like it. It's a late game negate that doesn't take a life, and it's only a 5k. So you can discard it if you ever want to, thanks to your filter ability. But in best of 1, your opponent has to go for it a little bit more aggressively. What makes best of 1 so hard is that you don't get another chance. Once you shotgun your opponent and go all in, you win the game. I could see going to 4 of this card, going down, up on Vegeta to, and then putting a Violent Raise in the sideboard, so that way we could have Champa main. So that being said, I feel like Champa would be the thing that separates this deck because we do run Kai. So we can be like, hey, this, 5k negate blocker guy who you didn't kill last turn, he's going to go in. And your opponent's probably not going to block it. And you can be like, cool, shotgun, all in. And that's not a bad strategy in best of 1. It's not going to work in best of 2. Let's see. Anything else that's relevant of why I had success? Let's talk about it. Violent Raise was good, but like I said, it's a sideboard card. It's really good versus red. It's really good versus yellow. And those are really the only 2 colors that matter right now. Black and blue are just so much weaker. And green, we just have Deborah, and that takes care of that match. Green needs more aggressive tricks that aren't hand destruction. They need warp effects. Bandai, if you ever watch my videos, I highly doubt it. But hey, maybe you're a fan. Give green some warp effects that are the same cost of your random discard, and you'll see green start to perform. They need warp because you gave them too many anti-discard cards. Realm of the Gods was another really strong sideboard card. I really enjoyed it versus pretty much every deck. It's a 10k extra combo power, a way to blow your energy, and it's removal. So very solid card. This Vegeta I really wanted to try and work. He didn't. But this Kaioken, this needs to be a 4 of. This is how you beat yellow. So this is it. Now the last card I didn't talk about is of course the one that got bought out. Yay! We knew it would. We have extras, and we already sold them. That's because baby Juvenile Parasite was trending at like $5. It's insane. This is the best Unison in the game for red. It has 3 reasons, and I'll give it to you. First of all, it's a 3 cost that draws a card. Always solid. Number 2, it is a removal spell when you play it. And then the rest of the game that it stays out. That's very strong in red because you're already nagging cards and you're very strong in building a board presence. But now you can just straight up remove anything without barrier. It had a hit barrier, it'd be too good, and we would know it would get banned. The third and final reason that this card is so amazing and why I recommend every single one of you run it is it has a plus 1k power to when you are tapped out, which you are always tapped out in this deck. You tap out right away. So basically on turn 3, you awaken, you play something for 1 when you swing, and then you play a baby juvenile, you're tapped out. Your life's probably at 6 or higher, so you're at a high life total, and if somebody does want to go for it, it becomes expensive. That 1k power means that most cards have to combo to get over it. It just separates the deck so much. And then if your opponent goes to a 20k, now you only need a 5k to get over it. It was really good throughout the weekend. I tried to be very nice about it throughout the weekend. If you guys saw even my top cup matches, I was like, hey, man, you forgot. Do you want to attack my Unison instead? Do you want to do something else? Because I felt bad because in my mind, this is an easy fact to remember, but even if they would just be like kind of blinded by it. And I wanted to win the proper way to make it more fun. So we were really kind on it since it's a new card. But this card, like I said, just that 1k power just separates things. The ratios are wrong. I'm going to say it twice. The ratios are wrong. We have to cut 1 or 2 cards or just go up to 60. And we have to add 2 more Unisons. I don't like Sin. I think Sin's a trap. So instead of Sin, I would much rather run the guy who you can just neg to and discard a card. I can't remember who it is off the top of my head. I think that's how his effect works. But it was the old one we ran. Or probably Gigantic Force, Dual Attack, Critical Piccolo. I actually prefer the most. The reason why is he's kind of a big body. He's got critical. And I want to play aggressively. So on turn 2, I'm attacking a bunch. So on turn 3, if I can play a 3-cost Unison with dual attack and critical, because I don't have the baby Unison, that's phenomenal. And what's really nice about this deck is if you have 6 Unisons and you get one early, you can start pitching them. So that's a nice built-in utility effect. But if you don't, and you draw some later, we always need red. We can charge it. And then, of course, we run Kuwitsukai. So if you get a lot of Unisons in your hand, feel free to put them to the bottom. No harm, no foul. But most people are going to have to wipe your Unisons. And if they're wiping your Unisons, you just play another. It's that simple. So that being said, oh, my dog agrees. We're babysitting. Once again, guys, just thank you so much. If you guys have been supporting me on Whatnot, or you've been supporting me just by using the affiliate code, it means the world to me. I'm going to try to do some more content for you guys because content is key to keep those affiliate codes running. And I enjoy it. So I'm going to talk about my new ratios when I figure them out. I don't like the way the deck is right now. We got to change it. It did well, but for Gen Con, I'm going to upgrade the deck a fair amount. We might even cut Unisons altogether and just go a more aggro package since it is sideboard best of 1. And then, if we know there's a matchup where we definitely need to have those Unisons, we bring it in. I'm going to try a lot out. You'll see me on Untap. And until then, I'll be doing a little bit of My Hero. So I figured now is the time to, enjoy while we wait for Nationals and playing some extra games. So I'll see you guys in Orlando if you're there. Have a good time, guys. And make sure to check out PPG's Patreon. Later.